Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-March 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the Scorpio gang out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Scorpio here? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got. What do you got for Scorpio gang, my guides? Talk to me. What is in the energy as we move through mid-March? Okay, we're moving into eclipse season. Should be some fun energies for us to look at here this week. Okay, I saw this in the Pisces reading, and I mean, it makes sense that it's across multiple water signs here, but notice that we have this loving Empress figure, and she's snuggling up next to that baby. Very affectionate, very loving here. And I do like this. This is a good sign, regardless of what shows up within the reading itself. This is just loving and caring, speaks about potential and creation. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card a little bit more. So we see this lovely lady, and she's snuggling up with her baby. So when I see this card, I think of creation, I think of manifestation, I think of potential. This always reminds me of the Empress. It's fertile. It represents mother figures and the possibilities of what's to come. So for a lot of us, yeah, we could really start creating our future or beautiful things in this time. I'm not saying that we're all going to have children right now or anything like that, but it's more about creation in general. Another thing with this card, though, it is very much affectionate. Okay, so it could be telling us like, hey, maybe there's someone you're connected to. Maybe they need a few hugs. Maybe they're feeling affectionate. Maybe that's something you're craving. Okay, and as someone who's part of the Scorpio collective, and I have other water sign placements, I know that we do crave affection from time to time, even if we do have a harder shell or exterior. So some of you Scorpios out there, you might need a big old bear hug. I'll give you a virtual one right there. So this is nice, okay? It's a softer type of energy. I'm not used to seeing it at the front end, but we're just going to put it down right over there. She could have her little snuggle session. Let's get into tarot now. Let's see what we have for Scorpio, my guides. And yeah, I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get these three cards in the upright. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about your most recent reading. You had a bonus, which was only a couple days ago, and the bonus was titled An Explosive Change. And the bonus was for the whole month of March, and I saw it in energy heavily that there could be certain situations that are going to change like that, like on a dime, very quickly. There was a lot of fire-air mixture in the energy, so I want to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Always remember that. So let's get it going here. What do we have for Scorpio? I mean, there's been a little volatility in the energy coming towards us in recent weeks for sure. Well, let's get you three. Thank you. All right, we got the Five of Swords. Someone could be a little angry here. That's a possibility. Watch your temper in this time. We got the Five of Swords in position number one. Okay, I don't want to comment on it too much just yet. I need more information. But that energy could be a little cold, a little grumpy. Okay, here's a little more of this explosive energy. We have the Judgment card. Okay, might be literally making a judgment call in this time. Like, okay, I've made my mind up. Oh, all right. So we have the Hanged Man. Two completely opposite energies here. This feels frustrating, Scorpio. And I'm not going to lie. The way this energy feels to me, it feels a little frustrating. And I'll explain it to you. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, this energy is not really conducive, if that makes sense. Like, the energy is not super predictable, because when I look down here, yes, we have this Five of Swords. I said this could be aggressive. Then we have Judgment, which is super action-packed, super explosive and forward movement, change-based. And then we got that Hanged Man on the back end. It's like, whoa, all right. This is throwing off the vibe. So I really want to dig into this deeper, because the devil will be in the details, literally. Okay, okay, when we clarify, because there's such stark differences in the energy here. So let's go through one by one. I mean, the Hanged Man, it could represent us. That is a Scorpio card. But let's go through one by one and really start to build this out. Position number one, we have the Five of Swords. Now, I did say this felt like a little bit of an angry or a grumpy type of energy. So people could really be getting on your nerves in this time. You might be a little more aggressive than you normally are when this card is here. Now, the Five of Swords isn't always bad. This could be a very good thing. Some of you, you might be looking after yourself, right? Watching out for your own health and well-being. A little self-focus when this card is here. It could be extremely determined, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to see this through, I'm never going to stop, never going to quit. It's like one of those vibes. But at the same token, this is a conflict-based type of energy. It could be a selfish type of energy. So I'm not saying that's you. It could be someone you're connected to where they're a little selfish. They could be self-serving in a way. And I mean, as a Scorpio, you know, with our intuition, we could kind of sniff that out when people are in that mode. And it just feels aggressive, angry, mad, that type of vibe. So we really want to dig into that further and see what it's about, whether this is a good Five of Swords or a rough one. But like I said in the beginning, I feel like there's something here in the energy that might be frustrating to you, or just like the way this person or this energy presents itself. It's like, okay, all right, well, sometimes you're this, sometimes you're that. What am I going to get today? It's like I could never predict what version of you I'm going to get. Position number two, we have Judgment. Okay. Now, you see the Archangel Gabriel here blowing that trumpet, and the dead are rising. To me, yes, this could be literal judgment calls. It could be literal decisions. So some of you might be in that place where it's like, okay, I'm either going to do this or I'm going to do that. But this is that explosive change that I saw in your bonus reading this week. This card encapsulates that reading as a whole. And I'm pretty sure this showed up in your bonus reading as well. So when we see Judgment, yes, sometimes it could be things returning, coming back around, or it could be things going out. It's just extremely change-based and volatile and explosive. So we want to see what this represents. It could just be an action. It could just be a development of some sort if you're not making a decision or a choice. So once again, change, developments, actions. We'll see when we get down to the bottom of the situation. Now, on to the back end, we have the Hanged Man. This card could be a Virgo. It could be a Scorpio. So in my style of reading, when I see it, I mean, when we clarified, it could tell us a way we're feeling or something that might be coming towards us with the Hanged Man. But it is the complete and total flip-flopped opposite of what we have here with Judgment. This is a pulled back energy. It's a retracted energy. It's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not changing nothing. No, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not going nowhere. It's like I'm putting my foot in the ground. And now there are good qualities to the Hanged Man. It's plan-based. So you might be planning something or strategizing something. It's analytical. So there could be a situation you're really taking a close look at. Like, yeah, I'm watching this. So we're really going to want to dig into this deeper. Another thing with the Hanged Man, it could represent self-sacrifice. So you might be the type of person where it's like you'd give someone you love the shirt off your back. But once again, we have this like shift in energy where it's like, okay, well, which version am I going to see? Which version am I going to get? And another portion of you might just be making the decision where like, all right, enough is enough, or you might reach a breaking point of some sort. I'm trying not to get too dramatic yet, but with the way the energy is flowing, it's like, okay, well, yeah, no more, like no more games, or I'm not messing around. We need to dive deeper on all of it, Scorpio. Let's jump in and clarify. What do we got here, my gods? Speak to me. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, let's go. Five of Swords time. I mean, some of you might be choosing to pull your energy back or your focus back too. I'm getting a lot of things here. Let's see what the Five of Swords has. Where's the Five of Swords here? Thank you. Two of Cups. Okay. Sour. This is a little sour. Now, this to me feels like someone that you might have a lot of care and love and affection for, but at the same time, it's like, I love you, but I'm pissed at you type of energy. Now, remember, I don't only do love readings. You know, I try to look at the big ball of wax. I try to look at like life as a whole and as many topics as possible. But when I see the Five of Swords with the Two of Cups, it's like, yeah, well, I love you, but I'm pissed off at you. Or like there's something about your behavior. It's like I'm not messing with that. The Two of Cups is a card of partnerships. Aside from that intuitive message, when I get this clarifying the Five of Swords, it could just tell us that someone you have a soul tie with or someone you have a very close bond with is one, either being very selfish right now, or this is a person where they're upset. If you're not upset, they're upset. Where it's like, okay, temper. I've been feeling that since the very beginning here. Okay, so I'll give you the messages real quick, one after another, because I know I was skipping around. One, this could be a person where it's like, listen, I love you, I care for you quite a bit, but at the same time, I'm pissed off at you. Another thing here is either someone you care about being very selfish or they're angry. Okay, someone's pissed off here. Someone's angry. We're going to keep moving. We're not going to get hung up there because I don't feel like that's the full message itself, right? It's just a flavor. So let's go in on Judgment. Let's go in on Judgment. I really want to get to that Hanged Man. I think that's going to be... Okay, Seven of Wands. I mean, I don't see you backing down. That's one thing here, Scorpio. And I mean... If you know Scorpios don't usually back down, right? Especially if they're like pushed. Or I don't feel you being like nervous or shying away or anything like that. So we have the Seven of Wands. This is very much like ride or die type of energy. When I see it, it's like, listen, I will do anything. I will fight all the fights. I will do this. I will do that. It's just super determined. Normally we see this card when someone is feeling cornered or trapped. So I will say, if you're a cross watcher watching this for a Scorpio, okay, take my advice. Don't make them feel cornered in this time, okay? Like, find a less pressurized way to communicate with them, because if you make them feel trapped or make them feel cornered, that's when things are really going to start to go a little haywire. That's one thing I'm picking up here, okay? Aside from that, though, when I see Judgment with the Seven of Wands, it's like, all right, well, let's go then. Like, it's giving me, like, I'm not backing down. It's like, I refuse to back down. Now, that could be a really good thing. Like if you're trying to mend something or fix something, it's like, okay, I don't care what tests or what problems or what things pop up. I got your back no matter what. But at the same time, it could also be like, okay, well, you want to be mad at me? I'm mad at you. It's like one of those. So let's keep moving forward. It is what it is. I feel like it could be really good or it could be rough. Getting so many different messages here, Scorpio. So let's see what the Hanged Man has to say. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is the Hanged Man here? Please. Okay, thank you. Okay, so there is a strategy or a plan being hatched on the back end. I feel like this is a twofold message here, my friends. Okay, so for some of you, it's like, okay, in this situation, I don't like how it's going, so I want to make a plan to make it go right. So for some of you, it could be someone planning something, whether you're planning it or whether they're planning it. When I see the Hanged Man with the Seven of Cups, it's like, give me a second. I want to think about this. I want to think about the options. I want to think about the paths, and then I'll go from there. So if you're dealing with a person that has pulled back their energy in a big way, they might be in this plan-based mode right now where it's like, okay, how am I going to tackle this? How am I going to make this right? But at the same time, I was picking this up when I first got the Hanged Man. For some of the Scorpios out there, you might be getting fed up with something. And you might say, you know what, listen, I'm not playing games no more. I'm not playing this game anymore. It's game over type of energy. Like, I'm just picking that up intuitively on the back end. So for any of you that are in like a pressurized situation with a Scorpio, they might be getting to their boiling point. Okay, so do it that way. I mean, it could go vice versa too. You know how these readings go. But it's either planning or that. Those are the main vibes. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, Scorpio. I feel like it's a very simplistic message and energy. We also have the double seven showing up. So now we have number signs and synchronicities here. But let's go through and do the recap before the shadow. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, Five of Swords with the Two of Cups. Yeah, there could be someone you're a little salty at, or there's someone that's like, listen, I love you, but I'm mad at you, or I care for you, but I'm really upset with you, or somebody could be feeling that way towards you. So just keep that in mind. Another thing I was picking up, you might be tied to an individual that is either a little selfish, or they themselves are just upset like angry, mad, like not feeling too nice, cold. In the center, we have Judgment with the Seven of Wands. This felt either really, really positive or, once again, really rough. So you pick your choice. I mean, it could be either or. If this is someone that is dedicated to you, it's like, okay, well, I'm the type of individual where I will go through all the tests in life, all the problems. It's like I will do anything I'll always have your back no matter what. It's like giving me that vibe. But it's also giving me that I'm not backing down. It's like, okay, well, you're mad at me. I'm mad at you. Let's go. Let's figure it out. You want to fight about it? It's like giving me that energy. So you might have a very interesting week here, Scorpio, because there's someone who's not backing down. And for the cross watchers, I did say, like, try your best not to make your Scorpio feel cornered, because then things could really start to go haywire. On to the back end, we have the Hanged Man with the Seven of Cups in the upright, a retracted, pulled back type of energy of somebody planning, where it's like, okay, well, something's obviously wrong here, or something's not going right. I'm going to pull my energy back and I'm going to plan, I'm going to strategize to try to get a better result. That's the positive message. But at the same token, I'm getting a lot of vibes coming from here where it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to feed into this no more. I've had it up to here and I'm not playing no more games. It's game over. I'm not feeding into this. Like, that's just the vibe I'm picking up. So Scorpio, please take a screenshot. Look into that further if you want. I mean, that was different. That was different. So let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. And you guys know I'm part of the collective myself, and we're going to be a little feisty this week. That's what I think. But let's get a shadow card here. Let's see what's in the shadows for Scorpio. Please, my gods. What do we got? And yes, you know me. I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something you don't quite see or it's something within you. You know how it goes. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge either. They could be very positive. Okay, yeah, the deck wants to talk now. What do we got here? Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for my channel members. All right, shadow card. Shadow card. There it is. Thank you. Okay, Three of Wands, so a little bit more of this planning and strategy. Something could be just within reach or something could pop off soon. That's what I think when this Three of Wands is here. Now, I want to bring your attention way, way back to the beginning of this spread with the nice, soft, caring, loving energy that we had before all this went down. Okay, so some of you might need to remember this in this time. Like, is this someone that you really care for? Treat them like that. Or they should treat you that way. That's something I'm picking up. But when the Three of Wands is here, yes, it's also about creation and manifesting, just like this. So you do have a lot of power in how a situation goes. Keep that in mind. Like, your thoughts, your intention could really sway how this situation goes. The Three of Wands tells me something is just within reach, though. Like, something's about to happen, something's coming in, it's almost there, it's almost time. And with the readings I've been seeing for you in recent weeks, especially your bonus as well, I would just brace for this energy because this all feels very intense. If you've been waiting on something, if you've been waiting on someone, it might not be for long when this shows up as a shadow card. So, yeah, once again, not getting huge red flags here. We'll just put that Three of Wands down right there. So you could screenshot that too if you'd like. And yeah, Scorpio, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like to get a personal reading done with me, you can find my digital calendar on mastermetaphysics.com, so please feel free to check it out. But for the March subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful, fantastic Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments what is your favorite zodiac sign, and give me a couple reasons why. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.